The stock market is not a savings account. Unfortunately, many people are treating it like this, and with inflation, there's no interest rates anymore. So all that money people used to just put away in the bank, live off the interest, all of those billions and trillions of dollars have migrated into the stock market. And this is why when the market's down, it is a shock to everyone in their financial situation, because the majority of Americans now are saving their money in the stock market. And where's the other biggest place people are saving their money? In real estate. Real estate has become where people and billionaires are parking all of their assets because of inflation. So when stocks go down and real estate go down, it just affects everyone because no one has any cash or savings anymore because everyone's trying to outrun inflation. So this is a big wake-up call. Stock market has rebounded, but when this next financial crisis hit, it is going to be probably the greatest depression because everyone's all in on real estate and stocks. And when this thing comes down, it's just going to wipe out everyone's leverage. And then what is the government going to do? There's no political willpower for economic corrections or reality. They are going to lower interest rates and print more money. So you're going to have this deflation followed by this massive inflation, and things are just going to be insanely volatile. And here's another thing people aren't thinking about. In the 2009 Great Recession, there was no global trade war or conflict. You have the United States indirectly war with Russia. You have a massive trade war sparking with China. And in that recession, everyone was in unison, like, oh, we're all going to print money. We're going to bail out this. Everyone was, all in on the same system. The system, when this next one comes down, is going to be bipolar. China's not going to want to help the United States and do all this stuff. Russia's not going to do this. And one thing that was actually leaked during the WikiLeaks was that Russia went to China in the Great Recession and was like, hey, why don't we both dump treasuries together and collapse the dollar? And China said no, because we will be the biggest losers because we're holding all these treasuries and there's no buyers and we'll just lose out on all these savings. Times are different now. China and Russia might team up, dump treasuries, come out with a gold-backed stable coin. Things are going to be very different in the future. It's not going to just be this dollar dominance. The world is rapidly changing. And unfortunately, a large percent of the American population, the baby boomers, is retiring, and they are going to be retiring into complicated times. And, they're selling their companies and, they're leaving their jobs, and they can't, afford to have a 30-40% loss, in their savings and incomes and all these things because they can't go back to work. So I think, a lot of the older people, they think Bitcoin's a speculative asset, and I think it actually might be their saving grace. And I think no matter what age you are, you need to have some exposure to Bitcoin because I think it is going to be, the best bet in uncertain times that are coming.